Hey everyone. I thought I'd take a stab at some videos here. It's been a while. And I've actually not been doing nothing. I've been kind of working on trying to not fail at Workers in Republic here. Now, you joined this particular save already in progress. I started in the 1960 starting time. Um, and that means it's been 25 years, almost 26 years game time here. Um, now, uh, I'm going to give you a brief tour, or, or maybe not so brief tour of the map as this massive queue of construction projects sorts itself out. So, I basically started in around here with this here bus platform and these things over here, uh, and got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. You can see I've got a bunch of housing that's grown up over time here. And yes, I have packed it together unrealistically close. That's as close as the game would let me put them. Uh, And it's not so horribly unrealistic that it couldn't happen. It just wouldn't have likely in the real, uh, Soviet bloc. Not like this anyway. Anyway, so what have we got here? We've got a water treatment here, and we've got a second one over here. Now, the second one I've just built because I was having some potential water capacity issues. The water distributed to the rest of the system actually comes through these water towers. Um, and then after the water towers, there are no pumps, just a bunch of switches. And what that means is that the water system stays pressurized even if the power fails. Got a couple of prisons here. Uh, we've had escaping prisoners because we don't have enough wardens or warders. That's fine. Uh, we got our vehicle repair operation here. We've got some delivery stuff here. Now, here's the important bit here is this stuff here. These are fabric factories, clothing factories rather. I've got four of them. And when they work flat out, they produce quite a lot of clothes. Uh, and then I'm exporting those. And then over here, I've got a handful of fabric factories, and that's producing the fabric that feeds into these, and also the excess gets exported. Now that's giving me, if we look in here, a pretty solid income monthly. Now, if you look in the September or 1985 column there, that 50K deficit is because of construction, right? Uh, anyway, so we've got this, and I'm importing the crops to make the fabric. Over here, I've got the simplest construction material chain, the wood to boards or lumber. I also have a power plant here. I do have a slight staffing issue on that. Also, on this map, there happens to be coal right on the edge over here, a 45% quality source. So I started mining the coal. Now, in this particular game, the price of coal was not beneficial, so I didn't gain anything by exporting coal. So I'm not exporting coal. But I've got 5,000 tons of coal here stored, and it feeds into the coal power plant, and it feeds into this brick factory, which also is supplying the construction industry. What I've got planned in here, cement plant, which will take gravel, which I haven't got online just yet, and coal, right? Make cement. And then the cement will feed into the prefab factory down here, which will which will produce, the useful stuff. And also, it will feed into the concrete plant down here. Um, Now over here, I've got the gravel production line built, but I haven't got it staffed or operating yet. Although that is staffed, but I don't have power there yet. But we are quarrying stone, but this here is not powered, so this won't load. But once the this here builds, this will kick to life and this will start filling up. And then I'll change the construction offices to source gravel from here. Right. I have a radio station, which is fairly well staffed, which is going for propaganda, which is how the government loyalty is up to 49%. It was down to about 38% before I got the radio station online. I've got a few cultural things here, uh, and a bunch of kindergartens all over the place. Up here, there's a bunch of utility stuff like warehouses, right? Um, and up here, we've got a local dump, which is just exporting the trash by train at the moment. Got up here a train distribution office, which is handling the export of the clothes and the fabric. Um, and that's basically where things stand at the moment. Now, the goal here is to not go bankrupt, and this here fabric and clothes production scheme here is not going to prevent that. Uh, by the time the end of Endgame period, 2050 starts coming along. Uh, but if we look here, this is going to trigger at about 252 tons. And then we'll end up with 700K going out to the border, right? So we'll end up with a lot of rubles. Now I built pretty much everything here based off of rubles. What I did do is import a bunch of citizens, immigrants from the third world, with dollars. That is the only thing I have spent dollars on. Right now, I'll just take you into the game settings. Game settings. So I'm playing it on basically it's realistic mode with one change here. I have global events. There's serious. That comes with earthquakes. I have that turned off. The reason I have earthquakes turned off is I have found them to be far too punishing. They are too common and too strong, and it just makes the game triple plus on fun, right? Because it punishes, and there's no way to prevent it from being punishing or in the early game, right? Um, you get this the massive 7 or 8 point or 9 point quake, and what happens is your only water plant collapses or something like that, and now your republic dies. Like seriously, the earthquake can come in and completely erase your republic to the point where you're done if you get unlucky. It's just far too punishing, and it's not even remotely fun. Um, it also does a thing where it pulls the camera when the earthquake comes, and that's even more annoying. So that's the main difference. But otherwise, I have research enabled, I have realistic enabled, complex traffic, crime and justice, complex education, pollution's enabled. Vehicles are locked by the start year. They they're not locked by end year because I don't see the point of not being able to build an older uh, model, right? Global events as is normal. Building fires are frequent. Seasons we have them. We have the moving sun. We have maintenance enabled on vehicles and buildings. We have waste and demolition. We have water management. We need power and fuel, and we have great strong reactions to problems. Right. So as you can see here, we had an 800K in exports in November already. So and we're up to 1.3, almost 1.4 million rubles, right? On hard mode, you start with 1.4 million rubles. Now, something that I do want to say is by the time 1980 came around, 1978 ish, I had loans up to 5 million rubles, I think it was. Uh, it was getting close to that anyway. It was over four. And I'll just come in here. I think it was anyway. We'll go in here and we look. No loans. I've managed to pay them off. Now, in all the previous plays through since the last videos I've made, and I've done 4 or 5 of them, I didn't manage to pay the loans off, and I ended up in a debt spiral. If you're in that situation, don't feel too bad. Now, the other thing, I started with a populated map, um, but that didn't really impact a lot of anything. It did save me some rubles for getting population early on, because then I could just relocate it, and that's the big thing, right? Um, Now, if I go in here, where is it? It's in here, maybe. If I look, hmm, uh, all. Uh, okay, so uh, over the course of the entire game so far, uh, I ended up paying 2.7 million rubles in interest on loans. So, yeah, that's uh, that's rather significant, isn't it? Um, and Now we've exported 57 million and imported 51 million. That's quite a lot. Um, so it's it's going right. I think these numbers aren't quite accurate, um, but it is what it is, right? Um, anyway, we'll go back to this month on that stuff. Okay, now there is one more thing. Rather than a regular coal-fired heating plant, I have a geothermal plant that I'm using here, which is a mod, I believe. Yes, it is. Now, one problem is the building it takes a lot of manpower, and the last stage of construction cannot be hurried with a crane. So it's very slow to build. Uh, So I don't recommend it if you need to get heating up quick, but it produces almost no pollution. So as a result, it's actually probably helped some of my population here. Um, Now, uh, I suppose no. I'm just going to prioritize some stuff down here. Right. Another thing I'm using is where is it? Is I think this is yeah, it's a modded sewage tank which has a stack of inputs and outputs, and that I'm using um, to uh, manage the sewage output a little bit better. Uh, so that's the idea there. And we have power down here, so and this sewage output is being used. Um, so I want to check here. What's the water quality? 76%. It was 74%. So if I turn this one off, can I turn this one off? Huh. No, I can actually remove this here, the pipe to that one. I get it further from the water intakes, which are just up the coast there, right? It's going to be under plumbing. It's going to be here. And I'll go ahead and remove. There we go. So as soon as I do that, the output there goes to 0. And this water quality probably doesn't improve much. But the full output is now coming out down here, right? Which is a little further away from everything. So what's the water quality up here? 75, 76, 76, 76. Okay. So, yeah. These treatment plants are working pretty hard to get the water quality um, up to where it needs to go, right? Now, compared to previous playthroughs, I'm also using large bins connected to roads, which seems to be handling the trash a little bit better than the small bins. Where is it? Here's the technical services that's collecting the trash. And there's spare capacity in there. Something you might notice, I'm not plowing the roads. Yeah, that's kind of where things got at. And yeah. So the idea I want to run with here is to keep this number as high as possible. And okay, close that. Right. So that's the idea, right? There is one more useful mod that I'm using. So over here, I needed to get sewage to go uphill. So I have here a sewage pressurizer, and then it goes into a regular water pipe to a sewage depressurizer, and that allows building a force main. Um, Now you might be wondering, what is a force main? Well, a sewer force main is just that. It's pressurized sewage going through a pipe. But they don't do that. The sewers always just flow downhill by gravity, right? Well, not always. If you need to get through an obstacle or over an obstacle or whatever, and building a tunnel or something is not practical, or you have to go uphill or something like that, and a lift station isn't sufficient, then what you do is you build a pressurized pipe and you pump your sewage through it, right? And but do they do that in real cities? And yes, they do. The city I live in actually has at least one. How do I know that? Because there's a sign saying where it is, and a popular walking path goes right over it. So, yeah, force mains exist. So I'm not concerned about that particular um, mod being unrealistic. Okay, I want to just check. Why is this not... Oh, it's still waiting for gravel. Okay. And this is... Well, let's get out of underground view. Here. What are we waiting for here? Workers. Is it because we don't have enough workers here? It probably is. Why don't we change our source of workers over here to here? Yeah, maybe that'll work better. It might. It might also work better if I assigned a construction to that, which actually has workers. Okay, that is going. That's good. Uh, where's this? What? Here. Ah. Oh, I see. It's bringing water down up to the water tower down here. Okay. Right. Where's the substation? Um, where is it? I lost it now. It's around here somewheres. Um, right. There it is. What? Oh, we're waiting for resources now. Okay. So now we get some stuff in there, and things start happening. Right. Okay. So as this stuff builds up, things will improve, particularly once this launches. That's going to be the really important one. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the important one. Yeah, everything's coming. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to get this to gravel starting up. Uh, this is all stock, by the way, including this storage. This larger quarry came in the 1.0 update, I think it was. But once power comes here, the distribution office up here will bring fuel in, and the quarried stone will start moving into here, and then into here, and from there, gravel will come into here, and that should make getting gravel a lot faster for construction as well, and cheaper. Okay, so in here, We're just waiting for this guy to arrive, I think. And then some workers. And yes, if I plowed the roads, then traffic would move a little better. But we just need workers now. Yeah, and we're too far from the bus stop here to leech them off up there. From up there, yeah. Okay, well that's fine. Are there buses coming? There are. Okay. Right. So stuff is going to continue doing its thing here, and eventually the buses will come. I almost feel like I need a faster computer so this thing will actually run faster. Uh, but anyway, as you can see, it's winter. There's buses coming. Right. Now we can't accelerate the production of or the building of a substation with a crane, but that's fine. It's kind of realistic actually too when you think about it. Right. So all of the buses arrive. We get all of the workers showing up. Right. So now we've got. Oh yeah, 28 workers is going to. It's going to make short work of that. So we'll be able to see all of this uh, jump into action. I think. Any second now, it'll jump into action. Right. There we go. And we can see gravel is building up over here. This is filling up as a buffer. We are running this basically flat out. Well, half out. Because we don't have drinking water. Ah, that's why. But this is building up. So what I can do is go up over here. Right, okay. And I can go in here and add this. Yep, so we're going to get gravel from there. And... Oh! Are you the supplier? Rail construction. Right. So we're not going to get bricks from customs. We're not going to get gravel from customs or boards. We're going to get boards from here. We're going to get bricks from here. And we're going to get gravel from here. Yes. Okay. And there's another construction office. We're going to get gravel from here. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the sources that need to be updated. Right. Okay, so that's gravel coming into here. And then I'll be able to work on this stuff after this stuff builds up. We have fuel in here. And I guess... Yeah, we have a full support there. Yeah, okay. That is progress. We need 100 tons of gravel for the sewer pipe here. Right. Okay. Right. Well, on that note, I'm going to I'm going to bail out here. Uh, and you can see I've not been doing nothing for the past several months where I haven't been making videos. Uh, and I'll check in again with this map, in a little while. I'm not going to give you the full real time treatment on it. Uh, I'll uh, I'll run through some stuff here and let some stuff finish and things like that, and then come back probably. But yeah, you know, you'll have to take my word for it that I didn't cheat on any of this, but it's in realistic mode, and yeah, you'd have to trust me. I didn't cheat anyway, so anyway, that's going to be all for this time. So, there's the usual business of liking and commenting and subscribing and all that jazz. You can do that if you want or don't, right? And I think I still have a Patreon that works. So you'll find the link in the description if you feel like you want to do that or don't, as you prefer. And I guess all that said, see you back another time.